how were things before and how are things going to be in the future. And same thing with me, but people are really about how am I functioning now? And is there anything that I can do to avoid or potentially elongate my function so it doesn't deteriorate? I always talk about shoulder health, and that's why I wanted to talk to you about like aging and kind of about like what you do to upkeep or what you recommend for your patients. Cause I always talk about if you come into my office and you don't have any issue that needs surgery or any kind of real significant treatment, but we're figuring things out, I can still at least talk to you about how do you maintain good shoulder health. So I always talk to my patients about stretching over time. Every day you should kind of stretch at least 2 to 3 days a week. You should do rotator cuff exercises to balance your shoulders and avoid tears, and like if you're stretching and you're like, oh, I'm kind of stiff, you also figure things out. You're like, why isn't my arm going back? Then maybe you go in and get seen. So it's kind of like these body checks that we do. You look at yourself in the mirror. How am I doing? My eyes looking, it's like, how do I look? It's kind of like you stretch, you work out, when things are kind of off. And those are the people that are just more in tune, with their body, and they tend to recover more predictably, better, less complications. They listen to you. Like, I think there's these profiles of people that are, people who like kind of like engage with like podcasts, or they're looking for education and they're looking for answers from people who know, who have these credentials that can actually like have these conversations about things that matter, because you can't listen and do everything.